Hi guys, it's Luca here with Ice Cube Fishing, and I decided to make a video. It's my first video on this channel, and it's going to just be an overview of my pond hopping bag and what I like to carry on me if I'm just going to go out for a day, out with buddies, and try to find some water to fish. So usually what I'll do is this is a pretty common way of finding bodies of water. I like to go on Google Earth and kind of scope out some bodies of water that, of course, are public access and not private, are privately owned. So I like to do that, and if I know where I'm going has some pond action going on, what I'll do is I'll bring these boxes. Got two Flambeau boxes here with assorted lures, but they are separated by style. So this right here is my hard plastics moving baits. So let's start off with this. So I'm going to start off with the top water action lures that I have. So I have this bruised baitfish colored popper. This one I actually found on the edge of the river, or the lake, sorry, the lake near my house. It's got some rusted hooks. I'm going to buy new ones. It's been pretty beat up. It seems like fish have, crushed this thing. And fish in my area like that darker color. Anyways, moving on to the next topwater lure that I have, I've got this Bleeding Shiner color Super Spook, which I grew up in South Florida, where tarpon and snook and peacock bass, were the staple of fish you would catch, and these guys would really catch you a lot of bass down there, even largemouth in some of the ponds. So I decided to buy one, and I tried it out here in North Georgia, where I've recently moved to, and fish have really, taken to it. This is my second one. I lost the last one in the same color. But growing up, we never had these color ones. We just had, the usual bone with the red head and stuff like that. Onto the next topwater, pretty staple in most bass fishermen's boxes is just these topwater frogs. This one I got for cheap online, but it tends to work. The action on this one's kind of off. I lost my lunker hunt pop and pad crasher a couple weeks ago, and I needed a quick fix, so I bought this one on the internet. But I'm definitely have to go to Walmart and pick up a new pad crasher. All right, on to the rattle traps, which I have a couple of. Again, I like to carry a lot of baitfish imitations of different colors, styles, and sizes, just because there's an abundance of different types of baitfish nearby where I live, and usually lipless crankbaits tend to imitate a wide variety of styles of baitfish, and they make a lot of different colors, and they're pretty detailed fish, So this right here is a Super Spot from Cotton Cordell. As you can see, just a little kind of burnt orange baitfish with some bleeding action going on underneath his gills. Pretty small one. Aside from this one, I do have a larger one right here. This was a Super Spot Junior, I believe that's what it was called. Yeah, this is a Super Spot Junior, I think. This is the big Super Spot, as you can see. Just the same one, just in a bigger package. And then I have this baby bass lipless crank right here. Pretty good lure. It's very detailed. And then I have this shiner color, just this like silver black, pretty standard white colored baitfish imitation crankbait, lipless crankbait. And then I have your standard silver mirror chrome crankbait. Also, these are all not, these aren't rattle traps. These are Cotton Cordells, which I got at Walmart. This is, again, just a pretty cheap, pond hopping bag. This is my good stuff. Then on to my, lipped, I guess, baits, my diving baits. I've got two in this box. I have this longer, minnow imitation from Rapala. And then I have this one, which I also found, which is the silver chrome, pretty similar baits. This one's just a little smaller. I need to get new hooks for this one. And then last in this box, I have this Z-Man chatterbait in this white color. Pre-spawn fish, go crazy for it. Noisy bait, great color, that white that fish just tend to like. Imitates a wide variety of bait fish, very versatile bait. Okay, on to my soft plastics box, which is right here. So this was probably the simpler box here. I don't really have a whole lot in this box, so let's get into it. So starting off with some of like the jigs and spinners that I got in here. I have this burnt orange. Sorry, my dog's tweaking over there. Got this burnt orange brown colored jig with a green pumpkin like craw sexy beaver trailer. I only have one more of those craws because they get chewed up pretty easily. They're pretty thin baits. Aside from that, I have this black spinner bait with a silver spinner on there. You know, I got this one for $1 at Walmart. Don't really expect much out of it. You know, I've got a couple fish under my belt with this. But again, I'd rather spend $1 on 2 or 3 of these a year than having to, you know, buy one $7 one and lose it, and then have to buy more and more. Because I don't really throw those all that often. I only probably lose 1 a year, 2 a year anyways. So spending $2 instead of spending $7, and then like it just makes sense because I'm not really throwing those. I don't really enjoy throwing those all that much. Anyways, here are the next ones. I've got these. These are Strike King swim baits. Easily some of my favorite ones to throw here. See that? I have them on weightless hooks, weightless swim bait hooks. I've got 2 of these in this box just because I don't really throw them that often, but they are there just in case that I see that fish are eating on some bigger, you know, bait fish imitations, and they're digging that bite, you know. And then I do have sorted hooks, but a majority of my sorted hooks are just one-aught, you know, nothing special worm hooks. I found that those are the most versatile in rigging up a wide variety of baits. And then I've just got these Zoom Super Fluke in the baby bass color, no standard size. And then I have these, I've got these swim baits, these little tiny pre-rigged weighted swim baits. These are pretty heavy, but they work pretty well. They kind of swim a little funny, but if you're just jigging them off beds, you know, during spawn, you know, fish aren't really gonna care. As soon as they see that tail flutter coming down, you know, they're gonna swamp this thing. And then I've got these little grub. I use these as trailers, these chartreuse grubs. They're pretty bright. I got these on sale for I think like 75 cents. So I picked these up just so I could put them on spinner baits and whatnot as trailers. And they tend to work pretty well for bluegill and small panfish. And then I carry one type of worm, really. I don't really like throwing drop shots. And they're kind of those like wacky rig Senko, you know, stick baits right here. So I carry this larger chartreuse green pumpkin color for some of those clear lakes that I have near me. Pretty good action on this one. This is a Yum Dinger. And apart from that, I have another style Yum Dinger, this green pumpkin blue flaky color, which the fish absolutely go crazy over in my area. Aside from these 2 boxes in my tackle bag, a pond hopping bag, I carry a multi-tool, which is this one right here. Pretty cheap multi-tool. Got this one at Walmart for $13. It is a KVD Mustad multi-tool. It's just got some pliers on there. What's cool about the pliers is this is a tool specifically, you know, made for anglers in mind, and it does have, you know, wire strippers, wire cutters, and what's it called? Split shot crusher, as well as, you know, assorted style blades, hook sharpener, bottle opener, and it actually comes with measuring tape in here, which I thought was pretty cool. You know, I'm not sure what you're going to measure with a measuring tape this small, but it does have one on there to get this thing open. This thing's a little... Again, this isn't a greatly made product. It's not really good quality, but you know, the knife's sharp and the pliers work, so that's all I really need. I don't really use much of the other stuff. Again, that measuring tape only goes out to like 8 inches, so it doesn't really matter. But that's what I carry, just because it's cheap and versatile. And then I carry 2 more things. These 2 bags of two soft plastic bags that are empty in case I find trash and assorted soft plastics that I might want to keep. Other than that, it's pretty much all I have. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment on what you'd like to see next. whether you want to see me go fish in some of the ponds through my house or other things like that. So please subscribe. Yeah, thanks.